It's Ports a Call waterfront dining, award-winning service and cuisine with a view of the dynamic L.A. harbor from every seat. For reservations and directions, visit portsacalldining.com or call 310-833-3553. You are listening to Phil Hulett and Friends. We thank you for that. And here today with us is Brooke, our producer, Brooke Peterson. Kelly J, Los Angeles radio badass. That's on her business card.
Yeah, it is.
And Chris Martin, who's been with us on the show since, back in the day when Carlos Saisu decided he was going to leave beautiful Southern California in all its glory and beautiful weather and beautiful people to live in 20 degree below zero temps in Chicago.
Ugh.
To take a job at, you remember the name of the place where Carlo was?
Something Sports, 24/7 Sports,
or five-hour sports.
Yeah,
or,
it was a number and then sports.
It's the online version of ESPN with no relationship to ESPN. They got their own
Nice.
deal there, and
There you
I
go.
feel bad that I don't remember what it's called, but I'm going to try to look it up in a minute to clarify that because it's actually a cool thing. But anyway, and then we had a contest. And we had a whole bunch of people enter the contest to replace Carlo. And it came down to 2 or 3 guys, and they had voting. And I don't know how you pulled this off, Chris, but you were like Bernie Sanders out there amassing delegates across the country, and you were going up against the Hillary Clinton of the time because this guy had an amazing audio recording that made him sound like the next best thing to sliced bread when it comes to talk show co-hosts.
Yeah.
And I was very enthused about the guy. But I knew you because you were one of my students in college where I taught, and I thought you had some raw talent and was impressed with you. Ultimately, you won the contest.
Yeah.
And you've been here for a long time. What's it been? 2.5 years?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
2.5.
A fun
Yeah.
2.5 years, I think.
I'll say. And as I've pointed out many times on the program, you're my wife's favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, she just can't stand me. And she doesn't like me on the show either.
Aw.
No, that's not.
And I love your wife. I've gotten to know her over the years, and she's great.
She hasn't told me anything about that.
Yeah. Well, we keep it
Was that your
secret.
big announcement?
Yes. Figured we'd save the big reveal.
So anyway, we also know over the years from getting to know you that aside from being a young hunky dude, you've also worked off and on over the years in the construction business as more of a construction management kind of guy, right?
Yeah, pretty much my whole life. My family's been involved in construction management or engineering to some degree too. So
Yeah, and so now this as a natural progression with your family, and tell us what's happening.
Well, I'm going to be moving to Arizona part-time, but most of each month I'll be out in Arizona, and I'm starting an investment project in construction with my family out there where we're going to build some new model homes, and we're going to sell them to the local residents who are, looking to get some nice places to store their store their horses.
Yeah?
And get into some new digs.
So it's horse property.
It's horse country out there. It's a little place called Congress, Arizona, but the larger towns on the outskirts are getting larger and they're spreading, and this little town's growing.
So you're on the edge of the urban sprawl.
That's it. Yeah, you can see it coming. There's definitely a big opportunity there.
So what's the price range of these houses you're building?
Well, the house across the street from the first property we bought is selling for $285,000. So
Okay.
That's pretty good for Arizona.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty highfalutin.
Is it? Okay, but there are houses not too far from there that are selling for more than that, right? When
Yeah,
you get
they-
closer to the urban sprawl.
Yeah, they actually just put together something like a 6,000 unit spread, very close to there, and those houses are going for anywhere from $400,000 to $700,000, depending on the
Wow.
layout.
No
yeah.
kidding. And are there any signs that this area of Congress, Arizona, is already starting to prepare for a boom? Like, are they building like Costco's or
Post office,
hotels?
McDonald's.
Yeah, all of that stuff. You can see some of the larger market stores and chains coming into the area. They're building these new golf courses. Walmart's moved in. Gas stations
there's a
popping up
Walmart.
all
It's
over.
on.
It's pretty
It's
much the
on.
biggest indicator, isn't it?
So when's all this starting? When are you getting out?
It's already started. I'm in the design process now. I'm working with an engineering firm. And
But
with an
what I meant
architectural
was,
design
is
firm.
when are you leaving the show?
Today. Today will be my last day.
Drops
now.
Mike, walks out.
For now, I'd love to get back into radio, but for the rest of 2016, I'm definitely in a contract.
So, will you be in L.A. area frequently?
Yeah, I'll be here a couple weeks out of the month.
Because we haven't even had time to plan any kind of farewell or going away kind of thing for you.
Fair enough.
You know, I'd like
love
to
a good
stop
party.
at Harbor Freight and pick up a couple of tools or something. You could probably use a new laser guided level or something like that.
Yeah, I go to Harbor Freight when I don't mind buying tools that I know are going to break in a week.
Yeah, but they're on sale.
They're always on sale because they are cheap.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
I think I see a tear in Phil's eye.
Yeah.
Well, I
that?
do want to say a couple of things, if you don't mind. I wrote down a couple of notes.
You
I
did?
write down notes about everything
Okay.
that I talk
Here we
about.
go.
He is the note man.
But I do want to say that I love radio, and I've loved it for a very long time. For me, radio felt always like the most intimate form of entertainment and broadcasting. You have to use your imagination. I felt very close and connected to the people I was listening to. I listened to countless hours from all of the greatest radio broadcasters that have ever lived, from every genre, from music to news to politics, and talk radio and entertainment became my favorite for sure because of the loose environment. And about 4 years ago, I got into radio, and I could tell it was sort of meant to be because I won a contest, and I got on a 95.5 KLOS and
Nice.
got to hang with Heidi and Frank and be on television. And then right after that, I enrolled in school, and I got picked up right away, even though the classes were full. And I had these fantastic teachers like Phil, for one, and probably at the top of the list, but also Tammy Trujillo, who's a very big name in local radio here in L.A., PJ Butta, who's been on the radio forever, and he took a liking to me and took me under his wing. And then I got a show, my own show on the college radio, which is almost unheard of, and I got it right away. So all of it felt almost divine, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, good, I'm on the right track because these things are falling together. And then when I got onto this show, everything changed because I really found my groove. And Phil, you gave me the opportunity to find my groove. And what I discovered was, even though I love radio to the max, what I really wanted to do was to find my voice, overcome my anxieties, my social anxieties, and become the most effective and clear communicator that I could become. And that has definitely happened over the past 3 or 4 years. And this show especially is a huge part of that. And what I want to say, and what I was excited to say, was how much I appreciate this show, everything that happened leading up to this show, all of the opportunities that came along the way, and especially this show and what you guys mean, because in my mind, this show, the format of this show, and the idea and the concept of this show is the future of entertainment, informative talk radio. This is what's coming for the people.
Well,
that's my opinion.
That's very awesome of you to say, and my heart is breaking in two. But it's so wonderful to know that you've had this sort of experience. And look, you wouldn't have had the opportunity to date Gwyneth Paltrow had you not been on this show.
Exactly.
True
See?
that. And he's so much
Just one of
into
the
it that that's why he's building houses in the desert now.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny how life unfolds, but real quickly, just going back to overcoming the anxieties, becoming a better communicator, it has helped me in all the other areas of my life. I can see that I'm going to be a better businessman going into this project, and it's just going to make that more successful too. So,
Wow.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you for putting all of that on our resume. And my goodness, Chris, when did you say you were leaving again?
I'm actually going back to Arizona next weekend.
Oh.
So I'll be making a visit out there then.
So this
going
is
up
your
to
last
see
show?
something. This is it.
All right.
But I love you guys. I want you to know that. And Mike Stark, I love you, man. He doesn't get on the radio as much as everybody
Well,
else.
you've left us
He's
in a
the
lurch, so I've got nothing else to say other than
Aw.
Chris Martin, you're dead to me.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Good luck to you, man.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
All right. I owe you a big hug after the show's over. Hey, and it is, really. We love your comments. Click contact at Phil Hulett and Friends and leave Chris a farewell message. You can do that on our Twitter at PHAF Show, P-H-A-F, or on our Facebook page. Just look for us. And our executive producer is Mike Stark. I think he's crying, too. Brooke
He's
Peterson
crying.
is here. She's our producer.
Yeah.
Ryan Hayden is crying because his favorite hockey team lost last night. And so for Brooke and for Kelly and for Chris and all the friends, whoever they're going to be in the future, I'm Phil. Thanks for listening to Phil Hulett and Friends.